Wow. All right, put down the coffee, folks, and just check out this video here. It's an attack on a Nevada judge, and it's all right there, caught on camera. Now, it happened Wednesday in a Las Vegas courtroom. The suspect was being sentenced for aggravated battery with substantial bodily harm prior to the incident. And once the district court judge denied bail, well, you see here, the suspect lunged over the judge's bench and just tackled her. Say a prayer for this man right here on your screen. You can see that person, that man walking back and forth on top of this crane, just wondering and hoping and waiting for fire crews to come and rescue him. We know that at least one person here is trapped in this fire. We still don't know at this hour on the amount of injuries from construction workers who may have been on site, as well as residents in the area. But you can see right here from Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, this person, this crane operator, is just waiting and wondering on when fire crews can get to him to rescue him from. I'm Damani Lewis, breaking right now. Take a good look here at your scene here. Police are on scene of a shooting investigation in Uptown Charlotte. Now, these are live pictures that we are bringing you this morning. This is at North Caldwell Street and East 6th Street of breaking news in Baltimore, Maryland. Take a look. This is video. It's video that shows the moment the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. Now, officials say a cargo ship slammed into one of the pylons just after 1:30 this morning. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look from the Port of Baltimore this morning. Now, we've been monitoring this camera since around 4:30 this morning.
Said he didn't know where his home was. It was just like someone just dropped him off and left him.
Just disturbing to hear this. A 3-year-old boy found wandering alone in a Northwest Charlotte neighborhood. It took police several hours to track down one of the little boy's parents. Now this morning, we're asking if they'll face charges. Cell phone video that shows moments a gun was fired at a youth basketball game in Gastonia. Now this morning, take a brief moment and listen.
Oh my gosh!
Did you hear that? Well, a Channel 9 viewer was live streaming the game when the shot was fired at the Irwin Center. Now, she said the shot hit the gym floor. You can see it here and shook the building. The gun reportedly dropped out of the pocket of a coach who was there for another game. Fortunately, no one was hurt. And we spoke to a woman who recorded that video and her son.
I heard a loud gunshot.
This surveillance video shows 3 people firing dozens of shots at cars and homes in a Northwest Charlotte neighborhood. Now, if you're just waking up with this morning, take a moment and just listen to all of this gunfire. Just scary for all those neighbors there. Let's bring in Channel 9's Amelia White, who is live at CMPD headquarters with one homeowner's plea for safety this morning. Good morning, Amelia.
Yeah, that's someone stealing an ATM from a popular sandwich shop. The response from owners. Eyewitness News 6 a.m. continues right now. Thieves just get so brave.
Wild video.
Yeah, we'll show that to you coming up here in a few minutes. But thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday. I'm Denae Brew.
And I'm Damani Lewis. And as you wake up, getting that morning stretch in on this hump day, we are going to get you ready for the day ahead.
Well, yes, we are. Mark Taylor. It is 4:54, and once you hit a certain age, you might notice you're getting bombarded with a specific type of mail.
Consumer expert Clark Howard explains how to handle the excess pitches from companies trying to show you Medicare Advantage plans.
I want to give you a...
Now, it is 6:18 on a Friday. We're setting ourselves up for at least a decent weekend here.
Pretty nice.
Really nice, yeah. We're having a lot more sunshine than we've seen the last couple of days. Temps will start out mild, a little cooler Sunday, but no, it's going to be a great weekend to be outside.
It's fall. We can handle cool.
Yes.
Put on some velvet. You'll be fine.
This is beautiful. Get out your velvet. Maybe next week.
Well, tonight is the last night of the 2024 Republican National Convention, and all eyes will be on former President Donald Trump as he formally accepts his party's nomination. And all week long, Channel 9's government reporter Joe Bruno has been covering the convention and its impact on the Carolinas. One time right now, it is 5:34 and developing this morning. A daycare in Plaza Midwood was shut down by DHHS after allegations of child neglect. Now, we got a copy of the order from the State Health Department. Take a look here. It says emergency action is required because of health and safety concerns. All right, now check out this video that surfaced. It shows kids piled into a car without car seats at a local park. A local mom recognized her 3-year-old in the video, and she said her daughter was supposed to be supervised by adults from Midwood Learning Academy on Central Avenue.
You can see all the teachers driving off in the car with the back door wide open, no kids buckled in, my daughter splayed across all the kids' laps, and I mean, it looks like they're peeling out, and it looks like she's about to fall out of the car.
Well, the mother says that she never even knew that they were taking her kids off campus, and certainly not in a car without a car seat. Other parents also decided to pull their children out of the daycare before DHHS shut it down. Midwood Academy can appeal the order from the health department. In the order, DHHS may also revoke the owner's license. And this morning we're asking for more details about that.
Your voice.
Now on Eyewitness News, we'll see a lot more sunshine and heat building in today, but starting to see things drop off. I'm tracking the much bigger changes that are coming our way.
New this morning, a bystander stepped into action to stop a man from being robbed at the light rail. The way he was able to keep the suspect there until police arrived.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley took the stage at the Republican National Convention. Her message to voters after a contentious primary battle.
A driver is facing charges for a high-speed chase that ended in this crash. What one witness is saying about the moment she got caught in the middle of it. Eyewitness News at 6 a.m. starts right now. And good morning, everyone. Taking a live look over our Charlotte skyline on this hump day. It's time to get this day on and cracking, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Damani Lewis.
And I'm Denise Broom. We have Mark Taylor here watching the drive.
Good morning. Yeah, right now, pretty quiet. Cleveland County over Kings Mountain have one wreck. We'll be talking about that here in just a minute. But I know those 80s are coming, Keith, but still going to be hot.
Going back to the 80s.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and it'll feel better later this week. Today's
all right, Mark, thank you. Well, if you're just waking up with us, this is new this morning. A scary commute home from work for a Charlotte man. He was robbed in broad daylight while waiting for the light rail in Noda. This morning, let's bring in Channel 9's Gina Esposito, who is live to share his story and just how a brave bystander actually stepped in to catch that suspect.
Yeah, Gina Esposito, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, thank goodness for that good Samaritan. He was in the right place at the right time. Okay, Gina, thank you.
The CTV News app.
On time right now, it is 6:07. Charlotte firefighters and CMPD officers surrounded a popular Noda brewery during a normally packed dinner time. Ice Brewery on North Division Street caught fire around 7 last night. Charlotte Fire says crews needed 40 minutes to control the smoke and flames. Fortunately here, no one was hurt. In a post on social media, Heist says it is closed temporarily with no timeline for reopening. A Plaza Midwood daycare director is expected in court today to face 6 charges of misdemeanor child abuse. Now, you may remember this photo from February that showed kids piled into a car without car seats. Look closely here. It shows kids allegedly from Midwood Learning Academy sprawled across the back seat before the car takes off with the door open. A family friend says she saw the kids at the park unsupervised and tried to confront the workers. The director and co-director say workers thought the children were in danger. And we talked to 2 parents who had kids in that car.
So if you count that as reckless, count it what you count it. But she's getting the kids to safety.
I just feel very strongly about these individuals not being allowed to work with children or run a daycare. The negligence was extreme.
DHHS suspended the daycare's license.
Pair offer she turned down.
And take a look at this. A high-speed chase ended with the driver trapped inside this car.
We heard the sirens, but we didn't know where they were coming from.
The reason troopers were trying to stop the driver in the first place. Yeah,
Only 4:30, Dinesh. This is quite the wake-up call for a lot of people traveling today. Now, I'm going to step out of the way so you can see exactly what's going on here. Now, we're at the American Airlines ticket counter here. You can see a line slowly starting to form. Now, I spoke with an airline representative here, and they told me this is actually from yesterday because of all of the storms and the rain that happened. So you're not even really seeing the impact from what's going to happen today because of this ground stoppage. Now, walk with me over here. You can see this is where the folks are checking in right now. Now, this is not an issue for American Airlines, according to the representative. Now, the issue, I'm told, is when you get to your gate and try to board the plane, that is where the software glitch is causing major issues, not only for American, but for Delta, as well as United Airlines. Now, here's some information that we learned here. Now, we've been in contact with American Airlines this morning, and they told us in a statement that they're having technical issues. Think of it like your car's motor. Sometimes when you drive, you hear strange noises coming from your car, but when you take it to the mechanic, well, sometimes they can't figure out where exactly the problem is because the noise stops. Well, your heart, it's the same way. By the time you go to the doctor with a regular heartbeat, sometimes it takes doctors hours to locate where in the heart the problem is, but not anymore. Thanks to this. How does this biometrics tech stuff work? Well, you can think of it like your iPhone Face ID. Well, your phone won't open unless certain points on your face match up, like the distance between your nose to your eyes. Well, with this new Cat 2 system, if your ID doesn't match up with the TSA officer's camera, well, officers know something's up.
We see, people try to bring fake IDs, expired IDs. People try to fly when they're not even scheduled to fly. With these new machines, we can spot those people, right away.
The face identity, it's the new stuff coming up, and sometimes it gives me a little pause, but for the most part, I'm okay with it.
TSA says they'll have 26 Cat 2 machines at nearly every security checkpoint by early July. Passengers can refuse it and request that a TSA officer perform a standard security check. But some travelers say the more protection, the better.
I wish they'd go with retina scan and fingerprints and everything, because you are who you are.
At Charlotte Douglas Airport, Damani Lewis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
They say the images will not be saved, that they'll be erased after just a few seconds. They hope to have the new technology nationwide soon.
When suffering a stroke, seconds matter. Doctors say you lose 2 million brain cells. Every minute your brain goes without blood, and that could impact your speech, your vision, or even your movement. Matthew was rushed here to the emergency room here at Novant Presbyterian, where little did he know artificial intelligence would be working to save his life. Well, Dinesh, just in the last 15 minutes, breaking news, American has actually lifted the ground stop that was in place for hours. But here at Charlotte Douglas, we're still seeing the impacts here. You can see this is at checkpoint 1 at the TSA checkpoint line. Now, you can still see a long line of people here, travelers here, looking to get on their flights this morning. It has been quite the issue out here. Now, American tells us, now the issue for them earlier today was it's not actually checking in. It's actually what happens when you get to the gate. So if we just continue to walk with me over here, you can still see at this checkpoint line, TSA is fine. They're able to check in this morning, okay? But it's when you get to your gate that was the issue. And again, as you mentioned, this is not only impacting American earlier today, it was impacting American, Delta, and United. Now, currently, there are 48 cancellations here at Charlotte Douglas, and that number may soon change. We're going to continue to update you. Now, look, take a look here. You can see right now it's still saying on time at a number of different locations that you're traveling to, but here in New Orleans right now at 7:28, they're saying this flight has been canceled here. Now, we actually spoke with a woman who is heading to Jamaica this morning, and she said she didn't get an update from American. She didn't get an update from anyone. Take a listen.
New at 5:30, survival, hope, and the will to live. A Chester County woman was devastated to learn that she had uterine cancer not once but twice.
After years of fighting and clean scans, that's when that second blow came. The cancer came back.
Well, this time the doctor said that she likely would not survive. Channel 9's Damani Lewis shows us how a breakthrough trial is turning her into a walking miracle.
Seem like the person who's a planner as well. Am I accurate with that? Are you a planner?
Oh, no, my kids tell me that all the time. You plan too far ahead.
Today, 73-year-old Linda Morton feels blessed to be able to plan her day.
I like flowers.
And work in her garden. But her future wasn't always certain. In 2016, her life changed forever.
I went back in and she told me I had cancer.
She was diagnosed with an aggressive stage 3 uterine cancer. She attacked it with surgery, chemo, and radiation. Her doctor, Novant GYN oncologist, Dr. Matt McDonald, telling Linda this cancer would be tough to beat.
If it recurs, it's universally lethal.
For 3 years, Linda fought and was winning. Her cancer was in remission. In 2020, it came back. Tell me, who do you fight for?
For myself, because I want to be here. I want to be alive. And my children, and my husband, and my grandchildren.
Dr. McDonald realized the cancer mutation she was fighting was a good match for a national clinical trial Novant Health is participating in. That trial for a new drug that attacks and eliminates specific mutations in certain cancers. The catch for Linda, though, she wouldn't know if she was actually getting the new drug or a placebo.
This clinical trial we've seen, there are patients that benefit significantly from the trial. And then there's some patients that don't receive much benefit from the trial.
I told my boys and my husband, we discussed it, and I said, what have I got to lose?
She did another round of chemo.
This was like my 41st one.
And now for the past 4 years, every 6 weeks, Linda receives the mystery infusion for 30 minutes. She and her doctors still don't know if she's getting the actual cancer-fighting drug. All they know are her remarkable results.
When someone with recurrent uterine cancer, that received standard of care chemo, like Linda, if we rewind to 2020, I've never seen a person be no evidence of disease for 4 years. It's incredibly exciting.
My CT scans show no evidence of disease at this time.
Do you consider yourself a walking miracle?
Yes, I do. I do, every day.
So this self-proclaimed walking miracle will continue strolling in her garden. Her new lease on life, truly in full bloom.
I can't tell you what it means to me.
In Charlotte, Damani Lewis, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
February is Heart Awareness Month, and Novant Health is using an innovative new tool to keep your heart healthy.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Doctors are using new 3D technology to help catch irregular heartbeats as soon as possible, and I got a chance to see it firsthand.
How are you doing this morning?
For 62-year-old Deborah Collar, the signs of an irregular heartbeat were very obvious.
Well, I kept noticing my heart would beat way too many times.
She says her heart problems went on for several years, then got worse.
It got to where it was giving me real bad headaches, and I would start getting dizzy and blurred vision.
Left untreated, irregular heartbeats can be deadly. According to the Journal of the American Heart Association, between 2011 and 2018, more than 276,000 people ages 35 to 84 died from irregular heartbeats, and the numbers continue to increase. But doctors at Novant Health have a new way to locate the exact source of irregular heartbeats, which for years has been challenging.
Sometimes we cannot reproduce all this extra rhythm, and we may end up having to bring the patient back for another day to do the procedure.
Think of it like your car's motor. Sometimes when you drive, you hear strange noises coming from your car, but when you take it to the mechanic, well, sometimes they can't figure out where exactly the problem is because the noise stops. Well, your heart, it's the same way. By the time you go to the doctor with irregular heartbeat, sometimes it takes doctors hours to locate where in the heart the problem is, but not anymore. Thanks to this, a vest that provides a 3D mapping system of the heart. It uses more than 250 electrodes across the chest to record heartbeats. And doctors say it dramatically cuts the time it takes to determine where inside the heart the problem lies.
I think it's remarkable.
Novant Health cardiologist Dr. Lai Chow Kok has been using the new technology for a month. Before this, he would have to spend time looking at every angle of the heart on an EKG, trying to ID the problem. This gives him a clearer blueprint, saving time and eventually patients' lives.
The heart is made of 4 chambers, so I know which particular chamber of the heart this problematic rhythm comes from. And then not only that, but it helps identify within that chamber which portion of the chamber I should pay attention to.
So I've got you completely.
For Deborah, the vest was able to pinpoint her issues on the back of her heart. After more follow-up testing, she'll undergo an ablation, which will destroy the muscles causing the irregular heartbeats. Doctors say in many cases, patients can go home the same day after the procedure.
Anytime when we as physicians can perform a procedure over a shorter duration of time without losing effectiveness, we actually serve the patient better.
Novant Health is looking to bring this to Charlotte, and right now the closest location you can find it is in Winston-Salem. But it's just so cool technology, just to put this vest on, and literally just after a little bit of time it can just hone in on where the issue is.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Wow. What else is amazing? The weather today.
Douglas is hoping that a new tool at security checkpoints will help to keep passengers moving.
And they're using the technology that your phone has used for a while to recognize your face. Channel 9's Damani Lewis learned how the biometrics could impact your next trip.
As summer travel kicks off at Charlotte Douglas, plenty of passengers will be wheeling their bags into the airport, ready to catch a flight, like Michelle Johnson.
So far, I'm not expecting hectic travel.
The Transportation Safety Administration says Charlotte Douglas will see 35,000 to 40,000 people flying out each day this summer. And soon, every one of them will see this new biometric machine waiting for them at security checkpoints.
It's all about making sure that we're vetting people a lot more, making sure that you actually are who you say you are.
It's called Credential Authentication Technology, better known as CAT2, and it starts working as soon as you hand your ID to TSA.
So what's going to happen is when you stick your ID card into the slot, it's verifying that you're a traveler, and it's also matching your face with the photo on your identification card.
So how does this biometrics tech stuff work? Well, you can think of it like your iPhone Face ID. Well, your phone won't open unless certain points on your face match up, like the distance between your nose to your eyes. Well, with this new CAT2 system, if your ID doesn't match up with the TSA officer's camera, well, officers know something's up.
We see, people try to bring fake IDs, expired IDs. People try to fly when they're not even scheduled to fly. With these new machines, we can spot those people, right away.
The face identity, it's the new stuff coming up, and sometimes it gives me a little pause, but for the most part, I'm okay with it.
TSA says they'll have 26 CAT2 machines at nearly every security checkpoint by early July. Passengers can refuse it and request that a TSA officer perform a standard security check. But some travelers say the more protection, the better.
I wish they'd go with retina scan and fingerprints and everything, because you are who you are.
At Charlotte Douglas Airport, Damani Lewis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
They say the images will not be saved, that they'll be erased after just a few seconds. They hope to have the new technology nationwide soon.
Tonight, new help for people having trouble getting to and from work, especially after CATS cut back on its bus routes.
And Goodwill is now offering free rides to work, even for people who don't work there. Channel 9's Damani Lewis has more.
Head west toward Wilkinson Boulevard.
In life, you only get one chance to make a first impression. For 26-year-old China Brooks, getting to work on time for her new job here at Goodwill was vital. A smooth start for China was important because second chances don't come easy, especially after her rocky past.
I'm a recovering addict. I went to drugs at the age of 19. I've been in abusive relationships, I've been in the streets, homeless, and I just lost it all.
Now, thanks to Goodwill, China is rebuilding her life, and she's getting a big lift in more ways than one.
I go here on our Click Sardis Road.
Rideshare company Lyft and Goodwill are teaming up, giving people free rides to job interviews or even rides to get to work for the first 3 weeks. Reliable transportation during a time when some say Charlotte's public transportation is a gamble.
The bus lines are not, reliable. Sometimes they don't show up to work, sometimes issues happen on a bus.
Is this what the program was all about when you hear her story?
Absolutely. The goal was to help job seekers connect to resources that can help them be successful at work.
Goodwill's Director of Career Experience, Janice Gray, says Lyft donated $24,000 in credits for people. They've used half of the money, but know so many more people out there can use the service.
Anyone in our community can access this, so you would just have to come to us and we get you enrolled in our services.
Reliable service and opportunities found right at your fingertips.
lifting up people in more ways than one.
I'm happy and smiling because I have a new opportunity and I feel great about it.
Goodwill is also giving away 150 free laptops and hotspots to people who qualify. It's to help bridge the digital divide and get people back to work. For more information, go to our WSOC News app or our website. Look under latest links.
The federal